16 days. Welcome to 12 days of Christmas of backtesting. Over a year and a half of Bitcoin price action, 100+ hours of deep focused work, and a single choice that changed everything. When I started this 12 days of backtestmas series, I wasn't a beginner. I had already backtested over 100 trades and 2 years of data on my old system. It was profitable, but deep down, I felt something was missing. I hoped this series would help me find that missing piece, and it did. On day 5, I made a choice that most traders would be terrified to make. Starting from here on, we're testing two hypothetical entries. I abandoned my proven system mid-series to go all in on the market maker model. Today, that journey ends. I'm going to show you the raw data that forced me to pivot, the logic that changed how I see the charts, and the results of 16 days of backtesting hell. The problem: why would I leave a system I had already mastered? To understand that, you have to see what I was doing before. My old system was a reversal model on the 30-minute time frame. The rules were mechanical and simple. 1. Higher time frame liquidity sweep. 2. 30-minute confirmation bias, a major change of character. 3. 30-minute continuation bias, a respect of a PD array. 4. Enter on the retracement. On day 1, it looked like a dream. I went 3 for 4, hitting +4 RR. But as I kept going, the problem became obvious. It took me 5 months of price action data to find those 7 trades. I always prided myself in being the patient swing trader, but I felt like I was missing out on the market's true potential. How could I catch more trades without sacrificing quality? On day 3, things got worse. Damn it. Went for all-time high. I went 1 for 5 with a -1.2 RR, 6 trades over 4 months. Totaled up, that was 12 trades in 9 months. I was effectively a sniper who only got to shoot once a month. And if I missed that trade in real time, I had to wait another 3 weeks for my next chance. The system wasn't just slow, it was inefficient. On day 4, I didn't backtest a single candle. Instead, I went down the rabbit hole. I binged everything. ICT gems, T-trades, the market maker model trader, advanced ICT market maker model, in hopes of finding something that I could apply to my strategy. But what was I looking for? I wasn't even sure if I was doing anything wrong. Was it just variance in my system? Maybe I just had a bad month. I kept going because I believe there's no point in backtesting if you have missing gaps in your knowledge. And after 8 hours, I found that missing piece. My old strategy wasn't necessarily wrong. It was the low risk buy phase of the market maker model. But I was trying to trade one piece of the puzzle while being completely blind to everything that happened before it. Original consolidation, accumulation, distribution. So my old strategy worked when I was lucky enough to be in the right phase of the curve, but it failed when I tried to go long when the higher time frame was actually in a distribution leg lower. On day 5, I applied proper time frame alignment. Also learned about time frame alignment. Instead of zooming in, I zoomed out. I started asking, where's the smart money reversal? Where's the original consolidation, distribution, accumulation? Are we in a low resistance liquidity run? And I learned a key ratio. The 1 hour PD array is equal to the 5-minute market maker model. Why the 5 minute? Because if we use the 1 minute time frame, it's a 1 to 60 candle ratio to the 1 hour. Too much noise. We could see hundreds of fake model entry. If we use the 30 minute, it's a 1 to 2 candle ratio to the 1 hour time frame. Too little noise. We can't see the phases of the market maker model clearly. The 5 minute is the sweet spot. So I continued backtesting, but keeping track of 2 entries to see which one worked better, my old 30-minute strategy or the new 5-minute one. Thing is, if I switch to this, I'm literally scrapping. I went 0 for 2 -1 RR with my old strategy and 2 for 2 plus 3.9 R with the new one. On day 6, I focused on the refinement of the strategy. Yo, welcome back to day 6. I was just finishing up watching some videos to enrich my knowledge. I learned the hierarchy of PD arrays. Some PD arrays hold higher importance than the others. A breaker block has higher authority than a mitigation block because of the liquidity sweep. So if the breaker isn't respected, don't trade it. I went 1 for 0 plus 2 RR on the old strategy and 2 for 2 plus 3.3 R with the new strategy. Day 7. Yo, welcome to day 7. I learned about the unicorn model. If there's an overlap with a breaker block and an FEG, it provides the ultimate narrative. The FEG pulls price in and the breaker provides the rejection. A very strong confluence. I finished backtesting Bitcoin from January 1st, 2025 to December 22nd, 2025. Yeah. Okay. We did do this. However, I am going to retest 2024, which at the time of recording was the present day. There wasn't any data after. I went 0 for 1 minus 1 RR on the old system and 3 for 1 plus 6.5 R with the new system. On day 8, I officially scrapped the old system and went to redo all of Bitcoin 2024 with only the new 5-minute market maker model strategy. The new strategy looked promising, but it wasn't all sunshine. Or am I wrong? I went 1 for 4, but this day was actually my most important. It cemented the importance of the breaker. The ideology here is that institutions use breakers to neutralize their drawdown hedges to flip order flow. So if a breaker is disrespected, meaning price closes through it, then our narrative is wrong. They don't want to defend that area. So it could just be a distribution leg lower. Day 9, RDRB. I learned about redelivered rebalance price range, RDRB, breakaway gaps, and how they help us determine if an unmitigated fair value gap will stay unmitigated. I went 1 for 2 with plus 2 RR. Day 10, Christmas Day. I didn't backtest, but I watched the entire market maker model traders NQ Mastery course just to confirm I'm doing everything right. I learned that the easiest way to spot original consolidation is the low that broke the high, from external liquidity to internal liquidity, or reverse. Day 11, RDRB Mastery. I realized that a valid RDRB has no fair value gaps between candle 1 and candle 3 because it's a balanced price range. So there should be no imbalances, fair value gaps, which in retrospect, it looks obvious, but I don't know why I didn't realize it at the time. I went 3 for 5 plus 4.2 RR. Day 12, it was heavy. I received some personal news that no one is really prepared for. A member of my immediate family was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I didn't record that day. I couldn't bring myself to turn on the mic or even worry about, the camera angles and things like that. But despite this, I didn't stop. I still backtested. And in moments like this, it's a quiet reminder of exactly why we do this. We don't stare at these charts just for the sake of numbers. We do it for the financial freedom, for our loved ones, and for the strength to protect them. So, if you're going through something right now, if you're going through hell, keep going. Chase your dreams with everything you got, because one day it will all work out. Day 13, I did the same thing. I went 2 for 4 plus 1.7 RR. On day 14, I hit a 6-hour flow state. I established a hard rule of requiring at least 2 overlapping confluences before I entered the trade. But near the end of backtesting, I saw a video that made me question everything. Have I been marking out breaker blocks incorrectly? Why did he say this was the breaker instead of this? I couldn't find the answer, so I decided to sleep on it. I went 4 for 4 on this day, plus 9.0 RR. Day 15, proper breaker blocks. I woke up determined to figure out what constitutes a proper breaker. I watched every single breaker video out there and came to a conclusion. I was marking them out wrong. I was mistaking them for mitigation blocks, which isn't the end of the world, but that difference is important. It's a simple difference. A breaker sweeps liquidity. A mitigation doesn't. That's the only difference. I backtested and spent this day going over day 14's previous trades to see if I could have taken more wins, avoided more losses, and I could have avoided one loss. So I went 2 for 4 on this day plus 1 RR, and the previous day I could have avoided one loss. Day 16, the grand finale. Everything aligned. RDRBs, proper breaker block identification, time frame alignment, the market maker phases, all combined into one powerful strategy. My filters were sharp. I was avoiding traps and riding the winners. I went 6 for 1 on this day for a massive plus 15.2 RR. And it was off of good trading. Everything aligned. Conclusion. I started this journey with a working strategy, but was limited by my own lack of vision. I simply didn't know what I didn't know. By backtesting over 500 days of Bitcoin price action, I found something more valuable than a high win rate model. I found conviction. There's a million different ways to make money in these markets, but if you don't have complete belief in yourself or your strategy, you will never hold a trade through the noise. Conviction is earned. The final results: total trades I took 51, win rate 50.8%. I went 31 for 30. Total return 55.8 RR. Average volume 3.2 trades per month. Now, I don't claim to know everything. There's still a lot to learn, and I'll continue to refine this system. But I have complete belief in myself and the foundation I've built. And I hope this journey showed you guys that there's no secret sauce, holy grail indicator. It's the work you're willing to put in when the markets are closed, when nobody's watching. And I guarantee you, give me 1 to 2 years, my entire history, the very trajectory of my life will be rewritten. But other than that, see you guys next time.